Çeçtak kız. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Deputy Commander of KFOR, Brigadier General Yamash will now render honours to the Commander of the Allied Joint Force Command Naples, Admiral James D. Ford III, who accompanied by Major General Giovanni Fogo and Major General Salvatore Croci, the incoming commander, to review the formation on parade. You are invited to stand. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now be seated. On parade today, we have three flags of central importance. The NATO flag, which represents the NATO organisation. The second flag represents the 21st mandate of the NATO mission and carries the signature motto of this particular mission, Trust and Help. This motto has several meanings. The NATO-led Kosovo force owes its strength to the work successfully completed by all previous contingencies throughout their 17 years of operational deployment. KFOR-21 further enhanced the trust gained by all previous contingencies through ensuring full complementarity of its actions with the international actors by further leveraging local ownership, inclusiveness and partner involvement. Mutual trust was also a driving factor in continued engagement of all local, regional and international institutions towards the achievement of self-sustaining stability and security. In this respect, KFOR's operational approach was further characterised by a strong commitment to fulfilment of its mission in accordance with the mandate received. To this extent, KFOR-21 directed robust and long-term commitment towards peace and stability by supporting the international community. Its endeavours constantly aimed at strengthening dialogue and security. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Commander of Kosovo Force, Major General Giovanni Fogo, will now address you.
Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, Admiral Fogo, Admiral Cabo Dragone, honorable and distinguished guests, soldiers and workers of KFOR, friends, that I see you in a good number. I'm very grateful to all of the institutions in Kosovo for being here today. I also thank the heads of UNMIG, the European Union, ULEX, and OSCE for attending this ceremony. Your presence alongside KFOR as well as to Kosovo have been essential to establish harmonic, effective, and mutual cooperation to achieve a common goal. But my deepest gratitude goes to all the thousands of women and men that with dedication, far away from their families and homes, rotated under my command and gave their best in terms of professionalism, as well as human touch. Without their commitment, we would not have been able to achieve the results and the successes that highlighted KFOR-21 mandate. Let me also pay my homage to all the countries which trusted KFOR by deploying their soldiers, their best youth, to a theater of operation often far away, different in terms of culture and traditions, still very sensitive for the stability of the Western Balkans. And I cannot forget all the civilians working for KFOR. They provide day after day not only an essential service for the accomplishment of the mission, but what is more important, they represent a valuable link with the entire society of Kosovo. When I was told I was going to Kosovo to serve as the commander of the Kosovo force, I was humbled and at the same time honored for the unconditional trust placed on me. This was not my first time in Kosovo. My previous tours in KFOR were in 1999 as a battalion commander, and again in 2002 as the military assistant to KFOR-7. On September the 1st, 2016, it was my turn to take over command of KFOR. I returned to Kosovo here, focusing my mission on placing the people of Kosovo in the very first place, working with people and institutions in continuous support to improve the conditions for a more and more stable security environment. The motto for my command was trust and commitment, meaning that people of Kosovo would have trusted KFOR and equally that KFOR would have been committed to the people of Kosovo. This motto shaped my operational plan to contribute to a safe and secure environment, to support freedom of movement for everyone and to promote integration. In operational terms, through continued extensive training and integrated exercise with ULEX, the Kosovo Police, the Kosovo Security Forces and the Emergency Management Agency, we have improved our capabilities as well as our procedures. In this way, KFOR has consolidated as the third responder in Kosovo security, mainly through commitment to the other security providers and trust in their own capabilities and willingness of mutual cooperation. But I also understood almost immediately that the best way to fulfill my mission was to get to know Kosovo better, by going outside and meeting people, talk to them, especially to the young ones, who are the treasure and the most precious resource of this region. Where better to start than involving the youth of Kosovo? It took me some time as the winter was cold and quite bumpy with operation-related events like trains and walls. But in the early June, KFOR-21 finally succeeded in organizing events and gatherings. With the first one, we met almost all the Kosovan gender-related organizations, for the first time ever outside of Kernfilm City. Then, in early July, I allowed KFOR soldiers to walk out to downtown Pristina and on Sundays, to enjoy the town and to meddle with people and to understand each other. Then we had the summer festival. In a very sunny Saturday, Kernfilm City was peacefully invaded by more than 1,300 people, families, relatives and friends of our civilian co-workers coming from all over Kosovo. This success pushed up to dare more. So Radio KFOR held the photography competition to portray the everyday life and traditions of the Kosovan society and the beauties of Kosovo landscapes. Boosted by this additional success, we organized a charity music concert, an event held at the National Theatre where we brought together, through the power of music, Kosovo-Serbian and Kosovo-Albanian children to promote living together and tolerance, and some of them are with us today. And to conclude, just recently, 2 groups of children from different ethnic communities of Kosovo took part in the Bear Sanctuary project to learn how to protect the environment that they live in together. And they are the real resource of this region. Invest resources on them. All these events created opportunities to build relationships and bridges, to understand the need for trust and commitment with the Kosovo society. The positive outcome I perceived from Kosovo people gave me a feeling of achievement and pride for my KFOR soldiers and civilian co-workers. But now it's time to go. I finished. Remember always the KFOR-21 motto, trust and commitment. It was and it is more than just words. It has been more than just a promise. Trust and commitment are what I believe in. It shaped my operational plan and guided me to achieve the results of the last 15 months. To my NATO commanders who trusted me, my deepest gratitude for the support and for the freedom of maneuver they granted me. To my national authorities who offered me this great opportunity of human and professional enrichment, my endless gratitude for having selected me as the 21st commander of this important mission. To the team that accompanied me during my mandate, my sincere, personal, and deepest gratitude for your outstanding support, dedication, friendship, and full commitment to the cause of KFOR. For sure, I will meet you all. I will miss you all. To the people of Kosovo, I wish you all the best in the bright future that lies ahead and that you fully deserve. And then to me, I depart satisfied that I did my best to accomplish the mission I was deployed here for. And I can surely say that I'm leaving a big piece of my heart here, and Kosovo will remain deeply rooted in my soul forever. Thank you very much.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the President of Kosovo, Mr. Thaçi, will now address you.
Nderuari Admiral Hugo, nderuari General Major Fungo, nderuari Kryeministri i Republikës së Kosovës dhe Haradinaj, të nderuar të pranishëm, ambasador, zonja dhe zotrinj. Është nder për mua që të marr pjesë në ceremoninë e ndërrimit të komandës së KFOR-it, veçanërisht pasi bëhet përmbledhja e generalit Fungo, miku të dëshmuar të Kosovës dhe rajonit. Generalit Fungo i pa të dëshiruar mirëseardhje para më shumë se një viti, kur nisi radhën e tretë të shërbimit në Kosovë. Ndërsa sot, me ndjenjë të mirënjohjes, ju them faleminderit dhe mirupafshim. Mirënjohje për punën e tij për të forcuar paqen dhe stabilitetin në Kosovë. Koha kur ka shërbyer si komandant i KFOR-it, General Fungo ka qenë kohë e zhvillimeve të rëndësishme në vend. Në këtë kohë, Kosova ka mbajtur 2 palëzjedhje të suksesshme dhe ka vazhduar procesin e integrimit të plot të pjesës veriore të Kosovës në shtetin e Kosovës. Këto 2 procese kemi përmbyllur me sukses, por gjatë realizimit të tyre jemi përballur me sfida të mëdha që kanë kërcënuar edhe sigurinë e Kosovës. Angazhimi i KFOR-it me vendosmëri, por me kujdes, ka kontribuar në evitimin e çfarëdo incidenti. Zonja dhe zotë, jemi mirënjohës edhe për tërë forcët e KFOR-it, të gjithë ushtarëve që kanë shërbyer dhe shërbejnë në të. KFOR-i vazhdon të gëzojë besimin më të lartë të gjithë qytetarëve të Kosovës pa dallim etnie. Siç e kam thënë në vitin e kaluar, KFOR-i në Kosovë jo vetëm ruan paqen, por edhe ndërton paqen. E duke forcuar paqen në vendin tonë, ndërto paqe në të rajonin e Ballkanit. Mbesim të përkushtuar, gjithashtu për qenësit mirë me të gjithë, për dialogun me Serbinë dhe kërkojmë një marrëveshje të re që të shtrojë rrugën për normalizim të plotë marrëdhënie në mes të Kosovës dhe Serbisë, për marrëdhëniet e mira ndërfaqësore dhe për pajtimin e mes dy shteteve dhe në mes të popujve tanë. Duke i falendëruar bashkëpunimin me KFOR-in dhe NATO në përgjithësi, FSK-ja sot është forcë profesionale, multietnike, në shërbim të gjithë qytetarëve të Kosovës. Ditë më parë, mora pjesë në ceremoninë e gradimit të 5 nënoficerëve të ri të FSK-s, që të gjithë nga komunitetet jo shumicë. Është kjo një hap tjetër, drejt përmbushjes së aspiratës sonë për një forcë profesionale e multietnike në shërbim të gjithë qytetarëve të Kosovës. FSK tani është e gatshme për kompetenca të reja dhe për mision të ri. Ky është suksesi ynë e përbashkët e arritur jonë e përbashkët. Për këtë do të jemi mirënjohës për gjithmonë. Ju falenderoj tani.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Italian Joint Operations Headquarter Commander, Admiral Giuseppe Cabo Dragone, will now address you.
Mr. President Taci, Admiral Fogo, distinguished civilian, military Kosovo authorities, distinguished international communication authorities, distinguished guest ambassador. I'm here on behalf of the Italian Chief of Defense, Generale Graziano, and your presence here underline and emphasize even more the importance of this event. My speech will be short because I do have language barriers. My English is not an Oxfordian or a Bostonian one, but it is just a brutal English, since I've been trained by the Marine Corps for 3 years and a half, so nothing more to add. So forgive me, but I'll make it very, very short. I'm here on behalf of Generale Graziano and for myself and for all the Italian defense community to thank Generale Fungo for what he has done in this past year. Johnny, you're brilliant, smart, clean, strong, and wise leadership, matched with the result that any one of us can witness and can see. They are attend on what you have done with your energy and with your skills. Make us Italian very, very proud of you. So my principal task is to thank you for all you have done. For Italy, Kosovo is very, very important for 2 reasons. First one, we are close neighbors, so we are sharing same interest, same objectives. And the second reason, and because of this geographical vicinity, we are supposed to help each other. Second thing is that, we have strong, deep friendship roots that are lasting from a long time and will last forever. As any one of us can imagine, in this time frame in which defense budget are shrinking, the commitment to this mission and to lead this mission here in Kosovo, it's pretty strong, it's pretty demanding, and it demands energy and a great effort. But again, if you take a glance to what are the results talking with our, with our Kosovo counterpart, talking with the other allies, sharing the mission. All these results make it really, really worthy. And from my point of view, from my standpoint as being commander of the Joint Operation Headquarters in Italy, this collaboration, the Kosovo and Italy collaboration, should even increase in the future, and this is in my agenda. As I told you, my speech will be short, so I need to get through it. But at the very end of it, I would like to talk directly to General Quaci, who is today replacing Generale Fungo, just to let him know that we take this mission in great consideration. You will be facing challenges, but just consider and make on your files that the Joint Operation Headquarters in Italy will be with you, will be aside you, and that will be 24/7, of course. And at the end of the story, at the end of the day, just let me use, and forgive me, let me use a typical Navy common sense that I think General Fogo and the other few sailors around will share with me, even if we don't have any kind of water around. For Generale Quaci, please, for your next future, have fair winds and following seas, and good luck. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of the Allied Joint Force Command, Naples, Admiral James G. Fogo III, will now address you.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies, Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, ambassadors, ministers, leaders of the faiths, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I can't tell you how delighted I am to be here today. Not just because this is a celebration of a successful change of command and a passover from one leader to the next, but because I am back here on the continent of Europe, where I feel very comfortable. This is my 5th time here, my 8th year, my 3rd NATO command, and I'm absolutely delighted to be presiding over this ceremony today in Kosovo. It's an honor to be with such a distinguished audience, an audience committed to fostering continued peace and progress in Kosovo. I'd like to talk about that progress here today because it was in June of 1999 that the North Atlantic Council authorized the mission in Kosovo to establish an international security presence within the framework of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1244. It was in this context that NATO deployed 50,000 men and women from NATO members and partner nations. This was the Kosovo Force. This is KFOR. For the past 2 decades, NATO has been on the ground supporting security in this region. We have seen improvements in public safety, ethnic relations, and airspace normalization. The professionalism and cooperation among Kosovo's security organizations, institutions, and its people have resulted in a more capable and self-sufficient Kosovo. Following the Warsaw Summit, the Alliance reaffirmed our continued commitment to contributing to a safe and secure environment, working with Pristina authorities and our partners in the UN, EU, and OSCE. In the midst of these organizations and leaders, these progress makers, we find one Major General Giovanni Fungo. Not only has he supported the overall stability, contributed to a secure environment and freedom of movement, and enabled conditions for dialogue between all relevant parties, the core of the KFOR mandate, he has made significant and lasting improvements in relationships here in Kosovo. General Fungo, I'm sure you will all agree, is a man of action, and I'll highlight just a few examples of the progress he and his team have made here in the last 15 months. First and foremost, KFOR and Serbian armed forces are now conducting synchronized, transparent patrols along the administrative borderline, enhancing KFOR presence and reinforcing the mutual trust through a constant liaison at all levels. Second, KFOR has implemented an advanced automated surveillance system to provide security and protection for the 14th century Dachani Monastery, an innovative way to protect the region's rich history. Third, KFOR service members assisted the institutions in Kosovo to provide a safe and secure environment during the elections conducted earlier this year, peacefully, in accordance with the rule of law, no violence, a testament to the continuous cooperation of the national leadership and civil institutions to improve and enhance democracy. And we have another one just around the corner. I saw for myself the challenging KFOR missions when I traveled to Kosovo during my first week as the newly appointed Joint Force Command Naples Commander. This is my third visit in just about a month. Over 4,000 uniformed service members from more than a dozen nations are charged with the mission and the responsibility of KFOR. They lead the peacekeeping effort every day. They're fully trained, fully ready, and capable. In command, Major General Fungo has inspired this truly diverse and robust military peacekeeping force with steadfast resolve. Always charismatic, but firm. Giovanni commits, motivates, and perseveres. Giovanni has also inspired me personally. It's rare these days to find a commander to tell you exactly how he feels about any situation. He does not mince words. It was incredibly refreshing to hear his views about the current environment, and my short comments here will not be enough to express my sincere gratitude. Giovanni, well done. I also have to express my gratitude for your unfailing sense of humor. I've appreciated it. Major General Salvatore Coachi is an accomplished soldier, and he comes to KFOR from Rome, armed for mission success. I look forward to working with Salvatore, as I did with Giovanni, to ensure that we continue further progress in Kosovo. NATO and KFOR will sustain the successful relationship with the Kosovo people that we have established over the last 18 years. From Major General Fungo to Major General Coachi, KFOR will continue meaningful progress, ever true to its motto, trust and commitment. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of medals will now commence. You are invited to stand. The President of Kosovo, Mr. Thaci, will now formally award the Military Medal of Service in Kosovo to Major General Fungo for his contribution given in service of peace, security and stability in Kosovo during his mandate as KFOR Commander. Hungarian Defence Forces Joint Force Command Chief of Staff Major General Zoltán Mihotza will now formally award the Medal of Merit for the Alliance to Major General Fungo for his contribution given in service of peace, security and stability in Kosovo during his mandate as KFOR Commander. Lieutenant Colonel Bushi Stefan Constantine will now formally award the Emblem of Honour of the General Staff of the Romanian Armed Forces to Major General Fungo for his contribution given in service of peace, security and stability in Kosovo during his mandate as KFOR Commander. Admiral Fogo will now award the NATO Non-Article 5 medal to Major General Fungo. This prestigious medal is awarded to civilian and military personnel who, since 2003, have been engaged in operations or in support of operations conducted by NATO in the Balkans area. The NATO medal is presented in acknowledgement and recognition of Major General Fungo's dedicated service whilst on operations in Kosovo. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now be seated. The change of command ceremony is a time-honoured military tradition. This solemn ritual, replete with symbolism, is designed to strengthen the respect for authority, which is vital to any military organisation. It allows subordinates to witness the formality of command change from one commanding officer to another, whilst preserving the continuity of command and authority. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please stand. The transfer of authority moment is symbolically represented in today's ceremony by the NATO flag being passed from Major General Giovanni Fungo, outgoing commander of the Kosovo Force, to Admiral James G. Fogo III, Allied Joint Force Commander Naples, and on to Major General Salvatore Cuochi, incoming commander of the Kosovo Force. The mission motto of KFOR-21, Trust and Commitment, will be replaced by the new motto, Enduring Commitment. The meaning of this motto is the following: acknowledging the progress that has been made recently, especially when it comes to the security situation, KFOR-22 will continue the same line of effort by guaranteeing an enduring commitment, contributing to a safe and secure environment and freedom of movement, supporting the international organisations and the local institutions for the development of a stable, democratic, multi-ethnic and peaceful Kosovo. Command Sergeant Major of KFOR-21, Maurizio Sarrazino, will now hand over the flag of the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation for the final time to the Commander of KFOR-21, Major General Giovanni Fungo. Major General Fungo will then hand over the flag to Admiral Fogo, thereby relinquishing his command of the Kosovo force. Admiral Fogo hands it over to the incoming commander of KFOR-22, Major General Salvatore Coacci, to symbolise his assumption of command of the Kosovo force. Major General Coacci will then hand over the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation flag to the Command Sergeant Major of KFOR-22, Command Sergeant Major Gianluca Mattei. A soldier from the Hellenic Armed Forces, a member of the flag party, will now commence to roll up the flag of KFOR-21, symbolising the end of Major General Fungo's command of KFOR. The flag of KFOR-22 will now be unfurled by the other Greek member of the flag party, signifying the beginning of Major General Coacci's role as commander of KFOR. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the NATO anthem will now be performed by the Kosovo Security Force Band. You are invited to remain standing. The ceremonial flags will now be marched off parade. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Deputy Commander of Kosovo Force will now report the end of the ceremony to the Commander of Allied Joint Force Command, Naples. Admiral Fogo will now leave the parade ground with the 21st and 22nd Commanders of the Kosovo Force. You are invited to stand. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Kosovo Force Change of Command ceremony. Thank you for your participation and attention. You are now cordially invited to attend the reception being held in the multifunctional tent. You will be directed by representatives from the Joint Visitor Bureau to the reception area. We wish you a pleasant afternoon.
Which is so important for coming here today for this celebration of a change of command from General Fungo to General Kwachi. First, I want to tell you that I'm delighted to be here for a number of reasons. I think coming back to Europe, for me, is like coming home. This is my 5th assignment, my 8th year in Europe, my 3rd assignment in command of NATO forces. I've been involved in many campaigns over the years. In fact, I was born in Rheindahlen in Germany at NATO Northern Army Command, where my father was a NATO officer. So if you think about it, I was born into NATO. It is only right that I come back to JFC Naples. I'd like to leave you with 3 points. First and foremost is that this NATO mission, the Kosovo Force, which has been here for 18 years, has done incredible work with the institutions in Kosovo to establish stability and security and rule of law. Secondly, that the alliance is committed to the continued presence of KFOR in Kosovo. I think that's very important as we move into the next steps of rule of law and development of this democracy. And third, we are blessed with great leadership. So Major General Giovanni Fungo has impressed me just in the short period of time that I've been here with not only his military presence out in the countryside, for example, your recent municipal elections, 2,000 members, almost half of the force of KFOR deployed in the field with 10 of our helicopters, and it was peaceful and it was quiet, and that's exactly the way we want it to be. So he's done a great job here for 15 months. I look forward to working with the professional officer standing next to me, Major General Salvatore Coaci, who has great experience in the Italian Armed Forces, incredible experience with allies and partners and missions like UNIFIL. He's coming from Rome. He's raring to go, and we're delighted to have you here, Salvatore, to take command of this important operation. With that, I will stop, offer Salvatore an opportunity to say anything he would like, and we would be happy to take your questions. Sir.
Thank you, sir. I'm the 22nd Commander of KFOR, and the motto of this mission will be enduring commitment. That means that we will continue to help Kosovo institution to stabilize, to democratize, and of course to follow their path to a better region, a better country, and we will do all the efforts that we can. Thank you so much for your statement, for your comprehension in what we are doing here. So thank you so much. I really look forward to work with you and with your institution. Thank you so much.
RTK, Arthur Molici first.
Okay, sure.
My question is in Albanian language, but I think that this has translated.
Okay, hey, come on over. Yeah. This young lady was helping us out last night at the reception.
Ka disa kohë general që po flitet për transformimin e forcës së sigurisë së Kosovës.
Rumor has it that there will be a transformation of Kosovo Security Force into something else, and institutions of Kosovo say that they have not they have fulfilled the capabilities. However, the signals that come from NATO are not very hopeful that this will happen for another period of time. But since you are the highest military authority here in Kosovo, what is the future of this, and when can we expect the transformation of the Kosovo Security Force into Kosovo Armed Forces?
Well, I think that the question is when can we expect transformation of the Kosovo Security Forces? First of all, over the last 18 years of the mission, you and I have seen the development of a professional force here on the ground known as the KSF, and I've been very impressed with their progress. The issue of transformation and the future of the Kosovo Security Force is a question for the government of Kosovo. It involves constitutional reform, and I think that is clearly something that your president understands and your parliament understands. That is not a decision for me to make. That is a decision inside Kosovo, but NATO, of course, would be most interested in doing this in accordance with the law, the Constitution. And the Constitution would have to be changed in order to transform the force into something more than it is right now. Thank you.
Second question, President Tahiri, Kosova TV, here.
Yes.
first question is,
Pyetja e
Kosova's Prime Minister yesterday
Kryeministri i
said
Kosovës do ka thënë që
Kosovo is planning to
Kosova po
be
planifikon
NATO member
të
in
jetë anëtare e NATO-s në vitin 2020. Mendoni që kjo do të ndodhë? Sa është reale kjo të ndodhë? Dhe e dyta është apo cili është mendimi i NATO-s lidhur me këtë çështjen e madhe që po bisedohet, çështjen madhore të demarkacionit?
Well, two-part question. So you're asking me for a timeline for NATO membership for Kosovo. I think, first of all, that is a determination that has to be conditions-based on how Kosovo moves forward with the membership action plan. As to a timeline of when that may occur, I can't give you that timeline. I think our job here in KFOR is to help strengthen the institutions and the Kosovo government in any way that we can. I'm very impressed with the Kosovo police for internal security. I am impressed with what the KSF has been doing on the ground inside the lines of demarcation of your country. And you asked a second question about border decisions with the country of Montenegro. Montenegro recently becoming a NATO member, I think, is a great thing for the alliance. And I think that having NATO members on the contiguous borders is something that is good for Kosovo. And so I look forward to productive dialogue between the government of Kosovo and the government of Montenegro. But again, as a military man and a member of the alliance, that is something for those two countries and two governments to resolve and to talk about. But dialogue is important, and they need to continue to talk. Thank you for your questions.
One more.
One more? Okay.
Pas vizimit të sërtisë me armatëdhën dhe aeroplanë nga
So you're asking the question about Serbia's upgrade of military forces and military equipment. Well, I think we've seen that there has been civility and relative peace in Kosovo, between Kosovo and Serbia for the last 18 years. So regardless of a buildup of forces, and every nation has an opportunity to train its armed forces and to equip its armed forces accordingly. I do not foresee any problems between the armed forces of Serbia and Kosovo, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you that over the last couple of years, and particularly on General Fungo's watch, up north, north of the ABL, KFOR forces and Serbian forces have been conducting combined patrols. These have been very professional, very peaceful, and military servicemen from KFOR, all the nations who participate in KFOR, and Serbian armed forces have met peacefully, conducted these patrols, and then departed the area. So I think that bodes very well for the future. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much.